Hello everyone, my name is Kimberly Gonzalez, and today we'll be talking about dietary requirements of performance horses specifically during transportation. Alright, so what are performance horses? Performance horses are horses that have a job to do. So whether that be sport horses or actual working horses, some examples are show jumping, race horses, dressage, cross country, polo. So those are sport horses, horses that are in the competitive fields that are considered athletes. And then we have working horses, which are used by a lot of farmers to sort their cattle, sheep, any herd animal, as well as even other horses. Then you also have draft horses, which pull machinery. They're not used as often anymore, but they may still be used in certain places. There's also sorting horses, so those horses help to separate cattle when needed, and they need to be really quick on their feet. So that's pretty much what a performance horse is. So why is their diet important? Performance horses have a job. That's, in their name. So when they get to their desired place, they are going to be expected to perform. A lot of times, let's say in equitation, you have horses that are traveling across the world for the Olympics. And yes, they get initial days of rest, but eventually they are expected to do their job. And if they don't get the proper nutrition during the time that they're traveling and then after while they're resting, they will not be able to perform that job. Another reason is they have very high energy requirements. It's just like human athletes, the more you work out, the more energy you exhaust, the more food you need to intake. Another thing is because they're working, especially like let's say show jumpers and cross country horses that jump over several obstacles, bone and joint health is extremely important. So during this time they should still be receiving all of their supplements and necessary additives to their feed. So what should they be eating during travel? So in the trailer, they should not have food or water. That's very dangerous. So, I would say around I wouldn't say every 3 hours, but trips going over 16 hours should definitely have breaks from the road. They should have at least a paddock or somewhere that they can be tied to for a little bit so that they can drink water. Water is extremely important because dehydration is the number one cause of several things, several risks in horses. So especially like, let's say, okay, so travel is a very high stress situation, and levels of higher stress produce cortisol, which is which suppresses thirst and hunger. This is why I say that the horse should not be receiving these things on the trailer, because they probably will not eat it, and also it gives them a break for those levels to go down and allow them to eat like normal. Now, hay is pretty important as well. It's their number one source of, fiber. So I would say alfalfa is probably the most common because it's very high in protein. So definitely continue hay feeding while they have their breaks. So during high levels of stress, the pH in their gut may also turn acidic, which fiber fermenting bacteria do not take well to. So this will lead to poor digestion, decreased nutrient intake, and again, when they arrive, we do not want them having any problems. And then grain, I would say grain is iffy, depending on your horse, depending on the temperature, and if they get grain regularly or not, because grain increases metabolism, and that might not be a good thing, especially since while they're traveling they're stressed, so that might cause digestive upset, and it could lead to things such as colic. So in conclusion, performance horses spend a good amount of time of their life in trailers, going to different places. Like I said, these horses are expected to perform once they get to their final stop. And then keeping a horse's diet properly on the road can help with this and also prevent any unnecessary risks. So you make sure that they're arriving healthy and ready to go. These are my sources, and thank you for listening.